Welcome into Three Questions with Ivan Maisel, where Ivan brings his insight on all things college football. Ivan, we got a jam-packed slate this coming weekend, but probably no bigger game than Florida at Tennessee. So we're going to give you a Florida-centric line of questioning today. First and foremost, the Gators had a close call with South Florida. How much does that game concern you?
Oh, it concerns me a lot, JD. I mean, look at South Florida. They're now under Jeff Scott 4-20, and this was a game that went down to the last 30 seconds. So Florida's got some issues. The offense has sputtered. Defense has been okay, not great. The biggest issue, though, and I think we're all wondering about it, is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, after the first game where we were all ready to give him the Heisman Trophy after what he did against Utah. I mean, he could do no wrong after that first week of the season. Obviously, having that highlight reel, probably the best two-point conversion of all time was what we were saying after that game. So I'm with you. If Anthony Richardson can recreate that magic that he had in game one, this team is going to be night and day better. But if he can't, the offense is going to continue to sputter, and the offense goes through him. Billy Napier has said as much. But let's backtrack a little bit more to game one. Looked phenomenal against Utah. Do you think that was sort of a flash in the pan, or is he capable of recreating that magic potentially this week as they head to Knoxville?
Well, it looks to me, JD, like both Kentucky and South Florida have tried to make him and succeeded into making him more of a pocket guy, and he's not prepared to excel at that yet. He ran, I think, He ran 11 times in the first game against Utah. He's run 13 times since. So they're doing a good job of hemming him in. And, the numbers speak for themselves. It might be the stat that everybody loves this week. Anthony Richardson has made 3 tackles and has no touchdown passes, except for 1 pick six. So 4 picks in 3 games and no TDs. It's not good.
It's one of those social media stats that's going to pop up on a bunch of graphics, especially on, I'm sure, Tennessee Twitter. That'll be trending at some point during the week. But sorry.
That's what we do.
It's our business, right? Clicks and trying to sort of get some sort of narrative out there, especially around Tennessee Twitter. That's going to be a big thing. And we saw it from week 1 till last week against USF. There is a very noticeable change within this offense once you take away Anthony Richardson's legs, with him not having that fastball. The offense looks different. He looks different. And we've seen them definitely slow their pace. But let's look ahead to this week. In short, is this a must-win for Florida against Tennessee?
Well, by Florida standards, it is. It's been 19 years since the Gators were 2-2, and that's a remarkable stat. It speaks to how well Florida has done for a long time. But I think they're a heavy favorite to go 2-2. It's Tennessee hasn't been in this situation in a while, and they're loving it. And game day is going to be there. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. That's a lot to ask of a young team. And Florida, if they can somehow figure out a way to pull this out, I will just be really impressed.
I think win or lose, however Florida looks, if they do lose this game, let's say Vegas is right, they lose this game, how they look in a loss is, I think, potentially the bigger story. Because if Tennessee goes in there and runs their offense and has their way and blows the doors off Florida, then I think we're having a conversation of, oh my gosh, how much of a rebuild is it at Florida? Is it a rebuild in general? How far behind the 8 ball are they to where they eventually want to be? So if they can look solid defensively and put up some good resistance, obviously is what I think everybody on the Florida side is looking for. And then can they recreate that magic we saw in game 1 with AR and having him have those highlight plays that we saw against Utah? But Ivan, appreciate you joining us. You on the road this week, or what's the plans for college football Saturday?
I will be at Clemson Wake on Saturday.
So making your way down to the Carolinas, that'll be a good one. We got a favorite in that game. I know this is a Florida line of questioning, but we'll do an extra question with Ivan. We like a side in that one.
You got to like the team in orange, so maybe the Gator fans will lock into that. But Wake's good, and they're at home, so I think it's going to be a good ball game.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, both teams got a little bit of orange with Tennessee rather. Texas too, if you like that. Florida obviously sporting the orange and blue in this game. But Ivan, enjoy the College Football Saturday. Appreciate you joining us as always, bringing your insight to us. Folks, if you haven't yet, follow Ivan on Twitter, subscribe to the channel. A lot of this stuff coming every single week. Ivan, thanks again. We'll see you next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.